Oh, yes. Welcome, everyone. Cannabis News with Joe Klare for May 14th, 2018. Presented by the Marijuana Times. Check us out on marijuanatimes.org. Bunch of great articles on there. Everything you need to know about the cannabis community, industry, and beyond. And, of course, you can find Cannabis News now on Vimeo. Vimeo.com/marijuanatimesx, or if you're already on Vimeo, come follow us if you have an account. If not, sign up for an account. Follow the show. You can like and share, and download all the videos and all that stuff. Check it out, vimeo.com/marijuanatimesx, or search the Marijuana Times on Vimeo. You can also search the Marijuana Times on Apple Podcasts to find the audio-only version of the show. Today, we're talking about states with industrial hemp programs. There's a big comprehensive list over at marijuanatimes.org. We'll delve a little bit into that. Also, why elderly people should be smoking the pot. We'll get into that. Also, what the legal marijuana industry may look like in the future in terms of sales numbers and the like. All that's coming up on Cannabis News. But first, Cannabis News with Joe Klare is brought to you by Natureside Cannabis.com. Check out the organic, all-natural pesticides. You don't want to use harmful chemicals. You want to grow safe and poison-free in your cannabis cultivation, and you want to be regulatory compliant in the state that you're in. You want approved pesticides. Natureside is approved in Colorado, Washington, and Oregon by the state agricultural departments of those states for cannabis cultivation. Check it out, naturesidecannabis.com. CIDE is how side is spelled. Check out their products, their organic, all-natural pesticides, and their expertise help you become regulatory compliant when it comes to your cannabis grow. This first story, as mentioned, from marijuanatimes.org. 30 U.S. states with industrial hemp legislation. Now, as I said, you can find this at marijuanatimes.org. Also, every story that I talk about is linked in the description of this video, so if you want to go check it out over there. We'll mention a few of the states real quick. States like Alabama and Arkansas, you'll notice, have hemp pilot programs. You'll notice that the state of California does not have an industrial hemp pilot program. On January 1st, 2014, the Food and Agricultural Code, Section 81001, was established to help the California Department of Food and Agriculture advise and make recommendations pertaining to the cultivation of industrial hemp. The Industrial Hemp Task Force was legally established in 2014. They did not hold their first public meeting until June of 2017. So California, inexplicably behind the times when it comes to industrial hemp, but they're working on the recreational marijuana. Colorado, by the way, this is by let's go back up here, Stephanie Hollander over at marijuanatimes.org. There's a reason that the state of Colorado is ahead of the rest of the United States when it comes to industrial hemp. Colorado has been passing hemp bills since 1995. Over the past 13 years, their state legislature has passed 5 hemp-related bills into law. Representatives introduced in 2017 SB 17109, a bill legalizing hemp research in animal feed. In 2018, there are 2 bills making their way to Governor Hickenlooper. The current governor has signed 4 of the 5 hemp bills that have landed on his desk over the years. Other states, Florida, June of 2017, Governor Rick Scott signed Florida's hemp pilot program into law. As a result, people who want to grow hemp in the state need to be based in the state and partner with either the University of Florida, Agricultural and Mechanical University, or any land-grant university in the state that has a college of agriculture. Other states with pilot programs, states like Kentucky, the state I broadcast from, they've been going a couple years. It just gets more and more acres every year. The acreage increases. It's a great thing. Go check that out. 30 U.S. states with industrial hemp legislation. Find your state, how you can help industrial hemp become legal and get the pilot programs, which are allowed in every state, thanks to the Farm Bill 2014. So it's up to your state to get some sort of pilot program together and start growing industrial hemp because, well, why wouldn't you? It doesn't make any sense. If you have farmers in your state that want to grow industrial hemp over tobacco or corn or wheat or whatever, then they should be allowed to do that. This next story from Daily Mail in the UK. Elderly people should smoke pot in all capital letters to prevent memory loss. Study claims cannabis revive brains of old mice and can do the same in humans. Cannabis could help prevent memory loss in the elderly, a new study has found. Researchers in Germany, who are set to begin human trials later this year, say the drug may even help delay the onset of Alzheimer's disease by slowing the brain's natural aging process. The mental power of older mice improved dramatically after they were given THC, the psychoactive part of marijuana that makes users high. So the mice are responding well to the THC. In fact, their brain connections in the hippocampus, which controls learning, memory, and emotions, were firing as well as those of young adults. Let's hope the same may apply to humans. And as I said, the human trials are expected to begin later this year. Psychologist Professor Andrea Zimmer of Bonn University in Germany said the findings are essential in the movement to understand cannabis as a form of medicine. Chronic low-dose treatment with THC or cannabis extracts could be a potential strategy to slow down or even reverse cognitive decline in the elderly, he said. As someone who's getting old like I am, this is welcome news, to be sure. I may be doing this show into my 80s. Can you imagine that? And for those of you out there who are saying to yourself or your friend next to you or whatever, well, what's that in about 10 years? That's not funny. Very sensitive about my age. And how well I put together. I'm a video star now, as you know. THC treatment for 28 days restored the learning and memory performance of mature and old animals in the water maze, novel object location recognition, and social recognition tests to the levels of all observed in young mice. So that's good, I mean, good for the mice, obviously. If it helps humans, then good for humans, and hopefully we'll have an answer to that after the trials a little bit later this year. This last story is from mjbizdaily.com. U.S. marijuana sales may reach $10 billion this year and $22 billion by 2022. Of course, they're referencing the legal sales. You see the chart there, the breakdown between medical, which climbs slightly, and recreational, which climbs quite a bit, if these projections are true. And as I've said many times before, with projections, it's hard to get a handle on projections for the marijuana industry because it's so new. It's recently legal. There's not decades of customer surveys and usage data to fall back on to find any kind of patterns or see what's going to go on in the future. And anyway, this chart is according to exclusive projections from the 2018 edition of the Marijuana Business Factbook, released at the start of MJ BizCon Next in New Orleans. There was a big deal that went on down there. Marijuana sales in 2018 are expected to increase by nearly 50% over the estimated 5.8 to 6.6 billion the industry tallied last year, with recreational sales potentially surpassing medical sales for the first time, according to the 2018 Factbook. Adult use sales are projected to hit $4 billion to $5 billion this year, compared with $2.7 billion in 2017. A handful of states will have a significant impact on the industry's overall performance in 2018. California's recreational market is expected to generate at least $500 million in adult use sales this year. Colorado and Washington State, where recreational sales are beginning to plateau, combined cannabis sales will easily eclipse $2 billion from those two states. Check out the rest of the numbers. Like I said, linked in the description of this video. Like I said, medical marijuana will continue to rise slightly. Obviously, there's less states to legalize. There's less area to cover there. Plus the fact that the bar of access for medical marijuana is obviously higher than adult sales. Adult sales, you just have to be 21, have an ID, and you can walk into a store, if there is a store, and buy some marijuana. So recreational sales will obviously dwarf medical sales in the coming years, especially as more states come online. Still waiting for recreational sales to begin this summer in Massachusetts. Maine is starting to get their regulations together. Recreational sales are already going in California and Nevada, of course. And, more states may be added. Michigan may be legalizing this year for adult use. We'll see. The market, again, take the projections with a grain of salt. It is what it is. But there's one thing that you can be sure of is that the marijuana market, especially the recreational marijuana market, is going to grow a lot over the next 10, 20, however many years, until it eventually levels off when supply finally expands enough across the country to meet demand, and that's when things will level off. Of course, all the other things being equal, no excessive taxes, raising the price over the black market. It's up to these states how much they want to tax these products, how much how much they want the black market to be involved. There's a simple way to kill the black market, or at least destroy it to a point where it's no longer relevant, and that's low prices in the legal recreational market. All that remains to be seen. It's fun to conjecture. That's part of what we do here. We do it every week, 5 days a week. Cannabis news. It is May 14th, 2018. As I said, check us out on Vimeo. Vimeo.com/MarijuanaTimesX. We're still off of YouTube as of this show. That may be forever. We may be back soon. I have no idea. Till then, doesn't matter. Vimeo. We're on Facebook. Search Marijuana Times on there. Search the Marijuana Times on Apple Podcasts to find the show as well. Make sure you keep coming back to marijuanatimes.org for all the opinion and news you need about cannabis, the community, the industry, and beyond. Thanks everybody for checking us out. Beginning of another great week ahead of us. Keep liking and sharing and commenting on the videos. Spread the truth about cannabis with us, and we'll see you next time on Cannabis News.